All right. Okay. So, very good. Wherever you are. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Pierre, your host. Just a few seconds late because I was doing like a little feed on Instagram to explain basically how I set up my studio. And I guess I was talking a little too much because I cut things rather short there. Usually I have a minute or two after my Instagram stream to basically get my shit together to do this. But anyway, so here we are live. Let's start off then our show like we always do. Let's go over to the computer and let's check out what we did yesterday, and then we'll start our day from there. So yesterday, basically, we had a very short stream. All we did is do these, what I consider electromagnetic waves, right? They're like little ripples in water. At least in my mind, that's what I'm trying to do as a background, the details to my background. So yesterday was a very short stream to do that. And today might even be a shorter stream because of the humidity of my studio. The paint takes a while to dry, and I can't do anything until the paint is dry. So that means usually waiting till the next day, and I have the afternoon off. What a drag. But anyways, let's not waste any time. Basically what I'm going to do today is just do little white bubbles, white circles all over different sizes, which I'll be putting color in tomorrow. So if we are not done in 20 minutes, I would be surprised. I bet you in 10 minutes we're all done, but that's the way it goes. So it's no big deal. I don't mind being on vacation. Here in France, it's vacation time. My son's at home. So anyways. So after all that talking, because believe it or not, I've been talking for the last 20 minutes or so. So after all that, let me just get a little palette together, and I'll just be adding some white, right? It's going to be pretty simple. White paint, just like this. Gonna grab my knife. There we go. Of course, if we were in the summertime, I would probably bring my fan out from my storage room, put the fan there on full blast, and if I start on the upper left-hand corner, by the time I get to the lower right-hand corner, the paint is dry, and I could already put the first coat of my orange paint or whatever I'm doing, right? Unfortunately, since it's still pretty cold and damp, not as cold as it was 2 weeks ago, I'll admit, but it's very damp in here, and the paint just takes a while to dry, especially that I put it on rather thick because I want to make sure that it stays nice and opaque, so that the colors I put on top of the white, which is usually the yellow and the orange, or green, light green. Since you can see through those colors, I have to put 2 coats. And I want the colors to be, since I am a psychedelic baby, part of that generation, I like my colors to be nice and vivid. So, that said, let me just clean off my little knifey poo here and put this away. There we go. And let me grab I'm going to grab a fat paintbrush just to mix in with water and get this paint to be nice and fluid. Now, if I was mixing several colors together, I probably would go on camera number 1 over there and mix this with you guys so we could do this together. But just to add water on white paint, oh how boring. So I won't bother to do that. I'll just quickly mix this together because this paint is awfully thick. I noticed that since the first day I bought it, so I don't know if it's because it was in the store for a long time or maybe because of the cold it kind of stiffened up, though the other colors don't do that. So, but I would think that white paint is I know it's one of the colors that I use the most, so I would think that it doesn't stay in the stores that long. I would think they would go through the white paint quite quickly, but who knows? Okay, so this is getting to be pretty good. Needs a little bit more water, but first I'm going to go and check out the computer and make sure the stream is going okay. I didn't forget to turn on the microphone, so that's a good thing. And I see the stream is uploading no problem at 5K kilobytes per second, 5,000. So that's really good. No drop frames or anything. So that's pretty awesome. Everything's going the way it should. The only drag is that in 10 minutes I'll be all done, and I'll be frank with you, I love painting. And to come in and just do like 15, 20 minutes worth is always a drag. But with the background, it's always like that. And I can't do anything else because this, which is going to be my, my Zen guy, right? My TheZenRebel guy, he's on the forefront. So I have to do him last. Then I'm going to have some other things going on. The frame that's going to go around this oval, I can't paint that in now because I have no idea what color it's going to be. So I have to leave it white so it gives me more options because I basically have no idea what I do. I come in the studio and depending how I feel is what happens to my paintings. I really try to improvise as much as possible. And usually I basically like to have a color. If I have a color in my mind, like here I had this mauve, this light purple as a background. So I basically have something to guide me. But the details, and since I like putting little messages in my paintings, those I kind of improvise. So that's why I kind of leave a lot of things. And I build my paintings kind of like from the background to the foreground, kind of like it was a puzzle. There, now you know everything. All my little dirty secrets. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Now what I need is the right paintbrush, and actually this one here might be the right paintbrush. I'm just going to wipe it clean, because I don't like having paint on my hands when I'm painting. I mean, I don't mind getting them on my hands, the paint on my hands. I just don't like when I'm holding my paintbrush to have it all gooey and slippery on my fingertips. So, is this going to be a little bit too big, or is this going to be the right size? That is a good question. I have a feeling it's going to be a little too big, so I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to go with this one, which is very flexible. I can go with a smaller circle or a larger one. And it doesn't really matter because this is still just the background. Everything I'm doing are details to the background. On top of that, there's going to be all the other crap that's going to hide it, basically, or a lot of it. Okay, so we got that done. My brush is dry. Let's see if this is going to be... Now I have a vague feeling this one might be a little too small, but maybe not. So let me bring camera number 1 over here, bring it a little closer. And I'm going to do like I always do. I'm going to start off on this upper left-hand corner right there. Let's go for it. Let's do these little... I'll call them bubbles today, but really in my mind they're like planets. The gold circles to me are like electromagnetic waves. I like everything that has to do with kind of astronomy. Yeah, this is the right size brush. There we go. I don't have to be too precise with this because there are going to be 2 coats of color on top of that, and then a 3rd coat, which is going to be the details. So, and I think I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. There we go. Just like that. Very good. Little one right here. Most of the time these get covered up by whatever's on front, so I have no idea what will show, what won't show. Like here, I'm pretty sure I'll have a plant, So whatever I paint here is going to be hidden. So maybe I'll skip that area. I don't know. I usually do it though, in case I change my mind. And you know what? I'm going to do that now as well. So let me just bring the camera over a little bit. There we go. So you can see why this stream is going to be really short today. This is going to go very quickly. Fortunately, it won't dry as quickly as I put it on, which is a drag because it would have been nice to continue painting. So right here, let me zoom in right on my little finger here. So I have some materials to play with when I edit my movie afterwards. Go. Zoom out. Let's not forget to do that. I am taking my time because, to be honest with you, I don't want to leave the studio. Now, if I wasn't doing a live stream, I would basically go into my little living room area back here and I would play a video game for an hour and let this dry. But since I'm doing these live streams from my studio to show the whole process of how I do my paintings, I can't really do that anymore. So that's the way it goes. So let me get it right in here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Just like that. And again, to have just some more materials to edit my movie afterwards, I'll do it like this. Okay, let me just a whisker like right there. Oh. I don't know. It's over. There we go. So let's pull this baby back. I'll go back to camera number 1. Bring this over here as we continue going south, going down. There we go. Little bigger one right in here. Here maybe. Little one in here maybe, right here. Go. And I am just going to bring my chair over to do these last ones. Just like that. And let's, what are we going? Let's bounce. Let's go to both cameras at the same time. There we go. I mean, if I have different angles to play with when I edit my movies afterwards, it makes it more interesting. So that's why I kind of try to switch from camera to camera or whatnot. All I need is 1 or 2 seconds of every angle. So like that. Just step back for a second, take a look. Yes, I'm going to have a lot going on down here. I have like swirls in my mind that are going to go all the way around like this. That's why I don't need to do anything on the bottom part here, I guess. And a lot of this is going to be hidden. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. Wait, let me go back to camera number 1. Bring this baby over here. Let's bring this guy here. Just like that. Oh. Right here, maybe? I don't know. That looks almost as, maybe I'll make this one a lot bigger. Let's make a big one. I don't know if we'll see this one when it's painting's all finished, but in the meantime, just do that. There we go. Smaller one right in here. Okay. My paintbrush is caking up. There we go. And maybe I'll put some on the edges, right over here on the edge. Let me pull the camera back a little bit. Down here on the edges, because those might be able to see these here. So one like that. Maybe a little one right here. I'm not sure if I'll see it or not. Okay. And you know what? I'm just gonna add one more here. I don't think I'll ever see this one, but what the heck? Even if I paint over it, it's no big deal. Better to have one too many than one not enough. So, unfortunately, I think I'm done for the day. Can you believe it? What kind of a life of luxury is that? Oh, yeah. That's exactly what it is, a life of luxury. So there's the view of the canvas from camera number 2, from camera number 1. And then that's it. I guess we're all done for today. I spent more time on my Instagram feed talking about how I'm setting up the studio than actually painting. Well, not quite. I see it's been 20 minutes. And probably 20 minutes because I talk so much just to stretch the time a little bit, just because I love being in my studio. And I don't want to really quit, but that's the way it goes. So once again, my friends, I want to thank you for joining me. I'll be here tomorrow. Is Thursday. So tomorrow I'm going to do my stream in French. I did it for quite a while, then I stopped. It was just so much easier for me to speak in English. But then again, I had a couple of friends who made some remarks and told me like I should go back to doing at least one day a week, especially since I'm in France and half of my friends, if not most of my friends, are French as well, that I should do at least one day a week in French. So tomorrow I think maybe I'll go back. My French is going to be pretty rusty, at least the technical side of my French is going to be kind of rusty, but no big deal. So once again, join me tomorrow for your French lesson. I'll be here at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, or 3 p.m. if you're in France, or 7:30 if you're living in New Delhi. Who knows? Anyways, once again, thank you. I'm going to leave you with two things. I'm going to leave you with my schedule and by saying, ciao mes amis.